I was teaching at the University of Ife, and it struck me as a kind of irony of existence that while I was filling the brains of my young students with, I hope, some knowledge and skills, that those brains were being wasted on the road.
Following the unprecedented catastrophe of unparalleled proportion that was about to engulf the road transport sector in Nigeria, where over 40,881 crashes were recorded in the year 1976 alone, concerned citizens led by Professor Wole Soyinka stood to liberate their fatherland from the shackles of road traffic crashes.
So it was at that time that Soyinka spoke with the Oyo State government, which now seconded about 10 of the good officers of the former Oyo State to help train 250 NYSC people that were seconded.
Prior to the establishment of the Federal Road Safety Corps in 1988, the World Health Organization (WHO) had adjudged Nigeria the second most dangerous country in the world to drive a motor vehicle.
You must first of all commend the past councils and the boards, right from the first council of Professor Wole Soyinka to Vice Admiral Ajuwo, to Alhaji Maina, to Ambassador Greg Mbadiwe, up to Chief Felix Chukwu, all the past chairmen of the council or the boards, depending on the nomenclature adopted as at that time. Then to all my former bosses that I've been privileged to work with, all the past commercials, from Dr. Oluwagunloye to His Excellency General Nania, and also to Dr. Danyaro Yakasai, Engineer Wakilbe of blessed memory, and also to Chief Osita Chidoka, OFR. All of them, in one way or the other, have made tremendous contributions to the continuous growth of the Federal Road Safety Corps.
I think in that regard, looking at its evolution in the last 30 years as an organization, you have performed credibly well in different areas.
And then the formation, we used to have 105 formation nationwide.
But when you look at the beginning, that small beginning, which I mentioned earlier, and today, I'm talking about 500 to 600 formations. The Corps has grown in the last 3 decades to be an organization that is reckoned with nationally and globally. And today, you're talking about national headquarters in Abuja, 12 zonal commands, 37 sector commands, 199 unit commands, about 40 outposts, 201 driver's license centers, 30 production plants for number plates, 1 farm center for printing a driver's license.
The integrity of the driver's license is restored. We have a database for almost everybody who goes through the process. Faking of driver's license is impossible.
As a performance-driven organization with clearly set measurable key performance indicators, FRSC is today the only law enforcement organization in Nigeria certified by the International Standards Organization.
Globally, Nigeria, FRSC Nigeria is the 4th uniform organization that is ISO certified, and I think is a success story.
And for operations department, it has helped us to use technology to drive what we do, especially in terms of bookings. We've been able to improve our database because as we are booking at the field commands, this information comes to us directly. This has helped to improve our dashboard reporting, our special patrol reporting, which we used to do manually. Now we don't do that.
I want to use this occasion to heartily congratulate the Federal Road Safety Corps on its outstanding performance over the last 30 years. The Corps has contributed tremendously to reducing carnage on our roads, improving driver education, and also contributing to saving lives. This to me is worth celebrating.
There is no doubt that in any part of the country one goes to in this country will see your presence on our highways.
Building relationship with the key stakeholders like the NURTW, National Association of our Road Transport Owners, NATO, then the Road Transport Employers Association, and NUPENG.
The first governing council of the Federal Road Safety Commission, when it was established, this union is included in the governing council.
We are part of it right from the inception, up to date. And that working relationship has been maintained by the previous leaders of the two organizations.
But the first achievements Boboye did, I don't know how he did it, because God is on his side. We were able to bring the trade unions who have been fighting for years together.
We have committed ourselves, and we will continue to do whatever we can to make sure that we are saving life and property in Nigeria roads.
We commend them for all their noble efforts. We've gotten the maximum support from them. We appreciate all this.
The Corps has now come of age. In its 30 years journey, it recorded, for instance, a commendable 62.4% reduction in crashes from 40,881 in 1976 to 25,792 within its first operational year alone, down to 5,993 in 2016 and 4,418 in 2017.
Now, if you look at that citizen mentality, what I call the mentality of the road terrorist, education has changed a lot of that.
So what we do now is a use of social media. Mostly, we use Twitter, we use Facebook, and so on and so forth to reach our people. So that at any time of the day, you could have a message. For example, if we have a crash somewhere, you go quickly to social media to alert the motoring public.
Also leveraging on the traditional media, the TV, the radio. I'm happy that already through the effort of the commercial, we are already processing, looking forward to having our own radio station, traffic radio station.
The operators are doing the right thing, what they are supposed to do to drive the policies of the Commission down to grassroots and to ensure that these things are carried out accordingly. Basically, you know, our duty of trying to reduce road traffic crashes to the barest minimum.
And every day we ensure in all the states and federation there must be at least 2 or 3 motor park rallies up to the unit command levels. This is the real measure of our road safety activities, continuous education of road users.
Our aim is to enhance welfare activities such as zone management, vocational trainings, healthcare and road use campaign. We are always ready to support the Corps, to create awareness to the public that we should all abide by rules and regulations of the road.
The Special Marshals are the second arm of the Federal Safety Corps as volunteers who complement the efforts of the regular marshals. It's the only volunteer arm that have reached up to 18,500 members in the whole world that have come together as volunteers. We are so happy. We are the good Samaritan of our time.
Within the last 11 years, we've enjoyed the support of the World Bank through the Road Sector Development Team of the Federal Ministry of Power Works and Housing. We're also partnering with WHO through the Federal Ministry of Health to give more support, which we have been receiving of recent. The UN Decade of Action for Road Safety is the focus of the United Nations because of the worry in respect of the road traffic crashes. The key issue of this is to reduce fatalities by 50% using the baseline of 2011 for member nations.
And as I'm talking to you now, going by the statistic, I think they have reduced it to more than 50%, even before 2020. So we pledge that we will develop on that in the remaining 2018 and 2019 scenario.
My committee is so much satisfied with the functions and their performance that we stand to support you at any given time.
Now at 30 we have come of age and we have actually proud to say that we are 30 based on what we have achieved so far. And of course, the challenges are always there, but challenges is part of growth.
In the next decade, I want to see the Road Safety Corps doing more, particularly education, creating more awareness.
If we look at the work we are doing, I think it is high time, if we have the right funding, FRSC personnel should actually be in barracks. So at every point in time, at the slightest snap of the tip of the finger, like this that it happened, we would have all assembled and off we go.
I want to see a road safety where if we have an accident on the major highway, they should be able to chop in with a helicopter, ambulance, pick out the critical victims.
We also intend to start the penalty point so that once you have 21 or so points, the court also can stop you from driving for a specific time.
If we sustain this level of funding, I believe we surmount all the challenges ahead of us.
We intend to have you cover the entire traffic situation in the nation. That means that you must have the kind of facilities, either ICT-based or physical equipments.
We give thanks to God and we thank all those who in one way or the other have contributed to the success story of the court today, of which the government is proud and the public have really appreciated this. I want to thank all of you, and may God be with you. And we assure you in the Federal Road Safety Corps that we continue to do our best and we make you proud for the next decade. Thank you.